was like, like I gotta breathe. She didn't want him to go, but he's like, I gotta go. I was like, no. What are you really bringing to the table? Like, hey everybody, my name is Jervana and welcome back to my channel. So for this video, honestly, I just felt like talking today. I'm gonna say like it's a rant, but it's not really a rant, but it is a rant. I'm gonna be talking about all the movies, TV shows, anime, books, and whatever else I've watched that made me ugly cry. He's just tired. Don't mind Maxie. Why, you might ask? I don't know. Actually, this idea came to mind because of this TikTok trend where it's two photos and one is like a quote saying, "No one will know how much I've cried," or something along the lines of that. And on the second slide, they will show like a scene from a movie or whatever, you know, that made them cry. I just find myself like relating to them because I watched a lot of movies and a lot of shows and whatnot, and a lot of them made me cry. And who knows, me talking about this might give you some recommendations or a sign to watch it. While I'm talking about that, I will be eating. To be honest, I'm not quite good at just sitting down and talking to the camera as yet. I keep my body preoccupied so I can feel more comfortable, I guess, if that makes any sense. I don't know. Each topic, there will probably be some spoilers in there, so I will put a list wherever I put it on which side. If you don't want any spoilers that might slip out my mouth, you can just skip it. And if you ask what I'm eating chicken wings and french fries because I'm lazy. I didn't feel like Uber eating or going through the process of finding food, so this was the closest option. I don't want none of y'all coming for me, okay? I didn't make a list because, again, I'm lazy. So whichever ones just pop up, I will talk about them. Also, I will be rating them on how bad I cried because I just want to. Anyway, let's get into it. I feel like everybody knows this movie. It's also a book. If you haven't watched the book and you haven't watched the movie, watch the book. If you haven't read the book or watched the movie, and I don't know what to say, like, go then go do it. The Fault in Our Stars. I don't even know where to begin. The whole like story is kind of sad overall anyways, and I should have saw like the ending coming. It's about a boy and a girl who had cancer and they met in like a therapy group, kind of, sort of. I think it's like a therapy group. They got to know each other, they got to fall in love, so you get to like really connect with the characters, really like, you know, get an inside scoop of like them together, and it was so cute. But then everything started to go downhill. When I tell you that ending broke me, that ending broke me. There was just so many scenes that was just like sad, but I didn't like cry for them. The scene that made me cry though, when Hazel was in the bed and there was a phone call ringing at the house, right? And I guess her parents answered the call, and then the parents came upstairs. She knew that he died, and I was just like, oh my god, bro, no, don't do this to me. And she started crying, the parents started crying, I started crying. Like, it was just like, it was just too much. They got to the end where, like, you know, the funeral, and she got the letter from Gus. He wrote a letter to her before she died, so she had got it, and so she started reading it, and you know, his voice is playing in the back saying like what's on the letter. At the end of the letter, I was crying even more. It got to the point where like I couldn't breathe. I was like like I couldn't breathe in the middle of the night, and I'm over here sobbing. Like, I had to put my phone down. I needed like 2 weeks to myself after that movie. Fault in Our Stars, it really did some damage to me. Like, I don't think I can ever recover from The Fault in Our Stars a 10 out of 10 because it was ridiculous. The way that I cried was ridiculous. The next one is Me Before You. It's kind of a lot to unpack, and what got me upset was well, obviously when he died, but why he did it. In the movie, he got into like this accident and he became paralyzed, I think from the neck down. He had to get like a caretaker, and the girl was the caretaker, and she ended up falling in love with him. Those are some cute scenes of them being together. I guess she's trying to convince him to, you know, to stay, because she found out that he wants to die. He wanted to, you know, be put down. Can you stop? But he was just not having it. Like, he was like, there's nothing that's gonna change my mind. Like, even she couldn't change her mind. And even though he was falling in love with her too, like, she couldn't change her mind. And I was just like, bro, if you take it from someone else's point of view that is disabled and that wouldn't want to live that life, I kind of get it. In the movie, I just felt like he should have lived for her. They could make each other happy, but he didn't want that. He wanted her to find somebody else. And what is your problem? Is this what you want? You want a piece of chicken? My gosh. Here, well, actually go down. Go down and eat it. Jeez. It distracted my whole thought process. Like, but you get what I was trying to say, right? I'll give it out of 10. Because that ending had me bawling. Next is 5 Feet Apart. 5 Feet Apart did me so dirty, bro. Again, I blame myself because I should have saw it coming. The stories about these two patients who has sickness, I forgot what it's called, something fibrosis. I'll put it on the screen. And they met, but you know, they have to stay 6 feet apart. And that goes for every person that has that sickness, right? I had it more worse than she did. He didn't have like the will to like cure in a sense or get new lungs and whatnot. And she didn't like that, so she was like, no, you have to start taking your medicine. You have to start doing, you know, your regimen. Her doing this for him, like organizing his chart and doing his stuff, like doing the stuff that he needs to do every day with him, they got closer. So the day that she was supposed to get new lungs, she ran away. Well, she ran away. Will, the guy, he was over here trying to convince her, like, no, you need these lungs, go and get the lungs. So she, you know, had an accident which caused him to do mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. Mind you, they're supposed to be 6 feet apart. He realized that he might mess up her chances of getting new lungs because, I guess, cause like the sickness to flare up. But he realized that he can't be with her because of the sickness. Like, he's gonna ruin her chances of living a better life. So what got me was the way that he left. He did like this super cute thing where like he's an artist, so he made like this book full of arts about all the stuff that they did together. This is my gift to you, but like, I gotta go. He didn't say it in that sense. It was more sad. He just left, and I was just like, why? Why would you do that to me? Why would you do that to me? What added on to me crying even more was when she was crying. Like, post-op in the bed, she had the freaking tube in her mouth to breathe. Like, she couldn't even speak or anything, but she was just like plugged up, crying. Like, you could tell like she was just distraught. She didn't want him to go, Bill. She didn't want him to go, but he's like, I gotta go. I was like, no. Maybe I went a 9. I was pretty distraught. What's nice? I'm trying to think. All I can think about right now is anime. So one anime that comes to mind, but there was like multiple scenes where I was like crying. The one I'm talking about is Naruto. Now, Naruto is a long anime, and I'm still so surprised on how I finished it. That it was Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. I didn't watch Boruto, and honestly, I kind of refused to watch it, and that's a whole other story. But with Naruto, I think it was about like 700 episodes. Certain scenes that was just sad. Like, I could name a couple. Jiraiya dying, that one hurt me the worst. Naruto met his father, and it was a whole other thing that made me cry. But it was like a happy cry, but a sad cry at the same time because he was not there permanently. The story about Itachi, like, it's just so many stuff. I would rate that one also a 9. Let's see. Oh, Your Name. Okay, so Your Name is an anime, right? It's about this girl and boy, and they switch bodies. The girl's mind went into the boy's mind went into the girl's, and they would live that life for like the day. And so they got to see each other's life through them. Then they connected through that in a sense. They switched back to themselves and they never switched again. And then they grew up, right? And they were on a train, and the trains were, you know, passing by each other, and they looked up and they saw each other. They was looking at each other through the window and like, do I know you? They found each other, but like the girl, I think one of them was on the top of the stairs, the other one at the bottom, so they had to kind of meet each other halfway. But then they passed each other. I was just like, you did all of that just to pass each other? Don't get me upset right now, please don't. And they turned to each other and they was like, can I ask for your name? And I was like, yeah. I'm a sucker for happy endings. I love me a good happy end. It just made me feel so good inside to know that things are gonna be okay. Even though it like cut off there and you don't know what happened after, they never made another movie or followed up. In my mind, they got married, have kids, and they live happy ever after. Because why not? Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? I'll give it a 6 out of, no, I'll give it a 7 out of 10 too. It was a good cry. Like, I needed that cry. Like, it refreshed me. The next one I can think of is The Amazing Spider-Man 2. When I went to go see that movie, I was in Florida. We had went to the movie theaters, so I saw that movie in theater. What can I say about it? Basically, it was about him and Gwen more, essentially, like them being together, them graduating, and like figuring out what their life is after graduation. She wanted to go to England, I think for a job or for school. He didn't want her to go because he's like, I'm Spider-Man for New York. He had like the whole like big fight, but then he finally made up his mind. He was like, I want to be with you, so I'm gonna go with you to England. So I was just like, oh my god, yes, purr, cute, right? Wrong. Next thing you know, freaking Electro and the Green Goblin over here terrorizing the city, and he had to go fight them. Gwen decided that she wanted to go and help. No, girl, stay that ass right there, because what are you really bringing to the table? Like, he's Spider-Man, let him handle it. But you know how they are. And then this girl dies. It's not funny. Why? Just why? Her back like hit the ground. I was like, oh my god, bro. I just started, the tears just kept coming. I was just like, no. After he just said he's about to go with her and spend the rest of his life for her, she's gonna die. I remember my mom, she looked at me and she was just like, Jay, what are you crying for? I'm just like, did we not watch the same movie? Did we not just see the same scene? What do you mean, why am I crying? And she was like, Jay, it's just a movie. Oh, it's just a movie. You don't gotta cry about that. And I was just like, stop. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me right now, please. Don't ever say a Marvel movie is just a movie. Don't ever tell me that. Ever. Like, I'm such a Marvel fan, and I take those movies to heart. Let's get into Endgame. Endgame destroyed me. I can't even, like, explain Endgame. Marvel is one of those things you have to watch from the beginning. There's so many movies, so many characters, so many plot points, so many stuff that comes into each movie. If you don't watch from the beginning, you're just not gonna get the end. If you watch Endgame and you haven't seen any rest of the Marvel movies, you're not gonna be able to feel the same way as someone who watched everything. I don't even think I can give a background about Marvel because it's just too much stuff. But in Endgame specifically, Iron Man, all I can say is Iron Man. Oh my god. It hits different for me because I grew up watching and anticipating each movie. I remember watching Iron Man when I was little, and he was like one of the first Avengers that I've watched. He's been there for like everything. So for him at the end to do what he did and just is not here anymore, I still can't believe it till this day. And it's been like years since it came out, and I still can't believe he's not in the universe anymore. But I was in a movie theater, and that scene when he was like, "I am Iron Man," and he snapped his fingers, I remember me and my sister, bro, me and her just started crying. You can tell the atmosphere changed in that movie theater. At first we was all excited because everybody came out and fight. Everybody's cheering like, yeah, go, 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 go. Like, cheering everybody. Like, it was such a cinematic moment. Like, you just had to be there. Literally, you just had to be there. To go from cheering to absolute silence and sadness, cause, you know, one of the OGs is gone. I feel like that part hit me like the worst out of like the whole movie. And I'm gonna rate that one a 10 out of 10 because I am still hurt. One thing, well, not one thing, but High School Musical 3, when it was over, I cried. I cried like a baby. I love High School Musical. Oh my god, I love High School Musical so much. If I asked one person, it would be my mother, because it gotten so bad to the point where, like, to this day she remembered all the movies and all the songs because she had to sit down with me and watch it over and over. She came through this door and I asked her, and I'd be like, "Mom, what was my favorite movie when I was little?" She'd be like, "High School Musical, hands down." Oh my god, I had the dolls. I had Troy and Gabriella, and they used to sing. I forgot what song it was, but they used to sing. And I had a High School Musical purse. I take my mom's phone and like watch the music videos on her phone, bro. Y'all, I forgot in the video to say that I had a High School Musical themed birthday party when I was younger. So I'm just gonna insert the picture there so y'all know I'm not lying. I'm not new to this, I'm true to this. I realized, like, this is it. We are not getting another movie. That one, I give it a 10 out of 10 too, because that hurt me bad, and it still hurt me bad to this day. To this day. Oh wait, Akame got killed. I don't even want to get into it and how mad. Like, it just made me angry cry because they was just killing everybody off, like every episode, everybody. It got to the point where, like, I didn't even want to finish it because, like, what is really going on? And, like, my final straw was when they killed off the main character. Like, how do you kill off the main character? Free all of them. They all didn't deserve the death that they got. When I first watched it, I'm like, okay, he got recruited. They about to be lit as a gang. Da 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 da. Next episode, this person died. Next episode, next person died. Die, die, die. I'm like, damn, like, is no one gonna live? But I'll give The Cry like a 4. I want to talk about 2 more and then I'll wrap it up. Okay, one is When They See Us. That one took me like a lot of convincing to myself to watch. It was about the Central Park 5 and the story of each one of them, of like their point of view, their parents' point of view, what they were going through. I think it's still on Netflix, and it's one of those shows that I recommend everyone to watch. I remember it came out in quarantine, and everybody was talking about it. Go on TikTok and you scroll and that's all you see. When They See Us, When They See. And at first I did not want to watch it. I did not want to watch it because for me, when it comes to movies or shows about black people, especially slaves or us being oppressed or like those type of movies, I feel like I have a hard time trying to watch them. It's not me saying like, oh, I don't want to watch my history, or I don't want to watch, you know, I don't want to educate myself, because trust and believe, I am educated. I know about my history and I'm constantly learning new stuff about it. Hearing about it is one thing, but seeing it is like a totally different like ball game. Read about it, no problem. Showing picture, I get an ick, but okay. But to sit there for 1 to 2 hours watching a movie or watching a show about what my ancestors went through, what they had to endure. It's very overstimulating. So it's not that I don't want to learn or I don't want to educate myself. It's just that it's too much. Still to this day, I have yet to watch 12 Years a Slave. I saw one clip and I was like, oh, that's enough. That's enough for me. And it's one of those shows that I cannot watch again. Like, one time was enough for me. But it's a show that I will never forget. It's so sad, especially at the time, seeing those boys that were around my age, you know what I'm saying? They were like 14, 16, like around my age, got put into jail for something that they had no part of, and they spent their whole childhood in there. I give like a 10 out of 10. I was crying like every single episode. Every single episode I was crying. The last one we're gonna talk about is A Dog's Purpose. He's so tired. He's so lazy. Like, he doesn't do anything. And he's acting like he works like 9 to 5 every single day. It's crazy. Look at him. Look at him. He just wants to go and sleep. It's just something about animals, especially in horror movies, because they like to do too much and kill them off. When anything happens to an animal in a movie, I just instantly cry, because why would you do that? Now me and you's gonna have to fight, because I don't do that. I don't play with that. You can kill the human, but don't touch the dogs. Don't touch the cats. Don't even touch the barn animals. Don't touch none of them. Dog's Purpose is basically about this one dog, and he grew up with this guy, and then he dies essentially, but his soul, I guess, his soul and his memories and his thoughts get transferred into another dog. But he's like living this life through like each dog. So he gets a new owner. He's a new breed of dog. He's like a new breed. And he just lives like these different lives. And then I guess he did like a full circle. And so he became, a new dog. But then he realized he wanted to be with his original owner. Eventually he, came back to the original owner. The way that I explain it, you might be thinking, Jervana, why did you cry then? It seemed like he got back to his owner and it's a happy ending, and it was a happy ending. But what made me cry was, why did he have to die each time? Tell me that. Why did he have to die each time? Every single one he died. When he was a police dog, oh my god. I saved his owner and he got shot. And I was just like, no. He was just there. And the owner was just like, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. And I was just like, no, it's not gonna be okay. The way that he was just there on the floor, it was just too much for me. I just couldn't handle it. It just made me think of my own dog. Even though he hates me sometimes he loves me. He's very bipolar. After that movie, I told myself never to watch another dog movie like that. And I'll give that one an 8 out of 10. And that's that. That's all I have for now. I mean, there is way more, like Tokyo Ghoul, A Walk to Remember, The Notebook, and so on. I can make a part 2 if you guys would like. And yeah, honestly, this was like a test trial for if I can do sit down videos, and apparently I can. So definitely in the future there will be more sit down videos, but comment below what else you guys want to see. It doesn't have to be a sit down video, it can be anything else. And yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to see more. And with that, I'll see you in the next vid. Bye.